My name is James, and I'm 28 years old. I have a twin sister, Jessica, and a younger brother, Tom. July 4th, 2007. Me and Jessica were 15 at the time. Tom was 6. My mom and our new neighbor, Amy, planned a block party as a way to get to know everyone on the block, as we've only lived there for 4 weeks. My mom and Amy went all out on this. They rented a bouncy house, they got an ice cream truck, a cotton candy machine. They even had a clown who wasn't creepy and was actually very funny. My grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousins all came, which made it even more fun as we haven't seen them in a while since we moved. Overall, everyone had a good time. Fast forward 3 hours. It's 9 o'clock at night, and everyone is starting to calm down. It's dark out, and everyone is now standing around talking. I got bored, so I went in my house and started watching TV. About 30 minutes later, Tom came running in, telling me the fireworks started. As my brother went to the front door to go look, I looked behind me to see the backyard. I told my brother to wait and that we can get a better view of the fireworks on the large pool deck we have. My brother said, okay. We went outside, immediately noticing Jessica and some other girls our age smoking. I was one of the very few kids at my school who didn't smoke, and still don't to this day, so I told my sister and her new friends to get lost. They left, leaving me and Tom on the pool deck, watching the fireworks. Tom, being the 6-year-old he was, pointed his finger at every firework, yelling, "This is so awesome!" While chuckling at Tom, I heard a splash come from behind me. I looked behind me, but saw nothing. I know it may seem like nothing, but generally I got freaked out as I could think of no reason as to why there would be splashing. Tom, of course, didn't notice, so I just let it go. 5 minutes later, however, I heard another splash. I turned around very quickly this time, but once again, I saw nothing. I did notice, however, that the orange pool noodle was missing. Now I knew something was up. I walked down the deck stairs and behind the pool and saw the noodle lying on the ground. The wind must have blown it out of the pool, I told myself. It was the only logical reason I could think of. I had never assumed someone was in the backyard with me and Tom until I noticed bite marks on the pool noodle. I quickly dropped it and backed away. Why the hell would there be bite marks on it? I realized someone was here, but where? I looked around everywhere, the shed, our garden, inside our house. I found nothing. As I walked back into the backyard, Tom was off the deck and I was standing on the grass. He asked, "What are you doing?" I didn't want to tell him someone was here since he's only 6 and he gets scared very easily. Telling him that someone was creeping around our backyard would make him run upstairs to his room and hide under his blanket. Trust me, something similar has happened before. Nothing. I was just going to the bathroom. Oh, okay. Luckily, he was too distracted to see me looking in the backyard earlier and only saw me go inside. As Tom walked back to the deck stairs, I saw our blue pool noodle get thrown out of the pool. I also saw someone come out from under the water, look behind the pool at the blue pool noodle. The person turned around, letting me see very vague features about the person. All I saw is that it was a girl. She had long, black hair and was wearing a white dress. She noticed me immediately, staring at her, and quickly went back underwater. Alright, time to go. I told Tom that there were more cookies in the front so he would be safe. He turned his head like a deer and yelled, "Cookies?" He ran down the stairs right next to me. He turned to me and asked if I was coming too. Before I could answer, the most horrific, terrifying scream filled our ears. A loud, ear-piercing screech came from the far side of the pool. Me and Tom turned our heads to face the pool to see nothing but pool noodles and floats. Then, on the pool deck, we saw the girl. Her skin was completely white, her eyes were big, and she had black pupils. Her finger and toenails were long and dirty. Me and Tom were standing right in front of the back door. We could have run, but we didn't. We were so scared our bodies couldn't function. Then, out of the light of the fireworks produced, we saw the woman smile an evil, devilish grin. I grabbed Tom's hand right before the woman started laughing maniacally and jumped off the deck and ran towards us. The fireworks still went off and the laughing and hollering outside also continued. We ran inside, not even shutting the back door. The woman ran inside, the door now shutting due to the wind. I yelled for Tom to get his help as I was tackled right in front of the door by the woman. Tom turned around and looked at us. I kicked the girl's stomach and told him to run. He opened the door and ran inside screaming for help. The woman continued to laugh and had that crazy smile on her face. I got up but was then tackled once again, this time at the door. Jessica, her new friends, my parents, extended family, and others looked over in shock as the woman pinned me to the ground and started choking me. My dad came over and pushed the woman off of me. I got up and ran to my mother, crying like a little baby. She hugged me and faced me away from the woman. All I heard beyond my crying was screams and hitting noises. About 10 minutes later, the cops came and escorted the woman away. She stared at me and muttered things to herself as she was taken away. My family and everyone else there was questioned on what happened. I told them everything, from the moment I went outside with Tom to the moment the other officers came. A few days later, I was on the news along with the woman being escorted to a white van. Her DNA test gave the police nothing, and she was never identified. She's currently still in a mental hospital and will be for the rest of her life. I haven't gone to a block party since, nor do I plan to ever again. This is one story me and my family will, unfortunately, never forget.